From Cadmus to Crisis.
Nice leathers.
Oh, great, yeah. Yeah, welcome back, man. It's been a little while.
Welcome back to the top of the hour. Now we got traffic, and news. No,
Cool. Now that no one's listening, we can talk freely.
Well, actually, David, I realized we don't introduce ourselves.
We've done it before.
Okay, I'm Drew, and this guy's David.
Hi, I'm David.
There you
Tell
go.
us something about yourself, Drew.
I'm a little hungover today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, I'm a Capricorn, and I like long walks on the beach.
Fantastic.
I know.
It's pretty stereotypical.
Well, you know, it is. Well, all right. This sucks.
This is awful. Anyway, so in this episode of From Cadmus to Crisis, we're going to have to cover the Ray 1 and 2, because Superboy appears in them. So we have one copy of each of these books, so this might be a little different than the other two podcasts, but hang with us.
Ray, issue 1, cover dated March. I can read. May 94. You will note that I have the gold foil and emboss cover, drawn by Joe Quesada.
That must be worth
At least
literally dollars.
a cent or two. I like feeling the embossed covers.
Okay.
It makes me feel like it's. You can't do that on an iPod.
No. No.
All right. The Ray. Number 1. The first of the ongoing Ray series. Spinning out of the... I think it was an 8-part miniseries. But I got them sitting over there. I'm not going to look.
It was... I hear the miniseries was really good.
It's awesome.
I read a lot of the actual ongoing series, too.
I did,
would
too.
just kind of check in from time to time.
Yeah.
Especially when he fought Lobo in space. That was
Definitely.
That was my favorite.
If Lobo showed up in a book, I was pretty much guaranteed to buy it.
Yep.
I was that guy.
Him and the Demon. That was in a quarter bin that ended up on my shelf.
The Demon. If there was a quarter book that had the Demon in it, that was what you... All right, this is stupid. All right, Ray number 1. Let's go.
If you want to skip this podcast, just real quick, the Ray is fighting a guy named Brimstone.
What are you doing? This is the
Superboy
podcast.
shows up.
You can't just skip it. This is what we're here to do.
I'm just saying that this one's going to be awful anyway. So
No, what are you talking about?
it's been awful so far.
It's not starting
Superboy
out
shows
very
up,
well.
they fight, and then they team up.
All right, can I do the synopsis?
All right, let's go.
All right. Ray number 1, written by Christopher Priest, drawn by Howard Porter, inked Robert Jones, Ken Brusniak, letterer, and Gloria Vasquez is the colorist, edited by Brian Augustine and Ruben Diaz, cover by Joe Quesada and Art Nichols. Hooray. All right, it starts out, the Ray is fighting Brimstone in Hawaii, and he's getting his ass kicked, as a lot of these guys seem to do when they first get their books.
Well, they're new at it. They don't really fully understand their powers.
Right,
They're young,
so-
they're experimenting.
Ray's running around fighting Brimstone, trying to keep him from falling into a building, and he's getting pinched between his hard light shield, Brimstone, and a building, and that's where we cut back to figure out how this all happened. So he's sitting at his computer, and he's typing because he writes to Dinah Lance. This is like an ongoing thing for the Ray. Like, most of his book is him explaining in a letter to Dinah about his life.
The Canary?
Yeah, Black Canary.
Oh.
I don't...
They're pen pals.
Yeah, they're pen pals, exactly.
Okay.
Even though he types on the computer, doesn't use email, but prints it out and mails it to her.
Did he not have Juno?
Dude, Earthlink wasn't there yet. He's got Netscape 0.5 or something. Anyway, so he's getting an apartment, which is a dump without a refrigerator and has a weird sculpture in it. He's going to be late for work, and he works at the Clucky Chicken.
Those are just pipes, dude. That's not a sculpture.
No, it's a sculpture.
Okay. All right. So he works at the Clucky Chicken.
He works at the Clucky Chicken. Turns out the chicken called in sick today, so he's got to wear the chicken suit and hand out flyers on the street. Which is awesome because his girlfriend, who works at a bank and is a proper lady, is going to be stopping by a little later on, and he's embarrassed.
That's an odd couple relationship right there.
It is a little bit.
Yeah, well, not exactly. It's not two men living. It's nothing like that.
Did you notice that the Ray has Superboy's haircut? Like, all these guys have that
no, he doesn't.
choppy bowl haircut. They do.
Yeah. shaved on the sides.
Shaved on the sides. All right, so the Ray's cousin Hank shows up.
Hank is awesome.
Hank is a hipster that just tries to get laid, and apparently has lately been using Ray's newfound powers to fly him around the world to pick up women.
He's a jet setter.
He is.
And you know what? Ray should be using his powers that way, too.
You're right, but he's got like the whole Spider-Man with great power comes great responsibility. Trip
He's wearing a clucky chicken suit.
I mean, that's true.
I was the Hamburglar once for one shift at McDonald's.
This is from Cadmus to Crisis, a Hamburglar podcast. Fuck this comic. Let's hear about this.
Rubble, rubble.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I had to walk around and go rubble, rubble, and pretend to steal children's hamburgers.
Did you get to steal any regular hamburgers, like off the grill
did
or
not.
something?
You know what? I should have.
You should have.
Because
That would have been great.
yeah, no actual like deviations of the
No actual hamburgling went on.
No, I was gonna be Grimace, but then Schuster showed up to work without his costume or uniform, and so he had to be Grimace.
Wait, he took the Grimace suit home or something? Like,
No, he took it out to the Blue Mountain. It's a main road,
All right.
and he started humping the bus sign.
I seem to remember this actually.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Stein ate. Oh, well,
Dude,
chewed
no,
up
no.
a bunch. He chewed. Not Paul. Some other guy, Hank. He chewed up a whole bunch of chicken nuggets once and spit them back out into the box and then handed them out. And that is that you think about that when you go to fast food and you will lose weight.
yeah, you probably won't go. You're like, I'm just gonna go to Baker's Square and get some pie.
Oh, dude, do you even want to hear what he did at Wendy's?
No, come
No,
on.
okay.
This is not what we're here to discuss.
Oh, it's so bad. I don't know if we'd still be on the podcast network if we talked about that. Anyway, back into it.
Anyway,
So Hank shows up and he's like, "Hey, dude, let's go to Hawaii and pick
so
up some
it starts to
babes."
rain, and it cuts to he wants to go see this hand volcano, which a volcano erupted and left lava in the shape of a hand. It's made a tourist attraction now. So they go to Hawaii, and there's this little green guy running around putting stuff in the volcano. Apparently, he's been there several times. And they're on like the boardwalk checking out babes while this little green guy is dumping crap into a volcano. A nice security watch lady shows up, puts a gun in his face. He eats the gun and then throws her into the volcano and shouts, "Darkseid be praised," or Darkseid, depending. And lo and behold, Brimstone comes alive and rises out of the volcano and squashes this little minion to death.
Brimstone is roughly 5 stories tall.
He's a big dude.
He's a giant.
He's a big lava monster.
So, like when he shows up, everyone knows he's.
Do you remember Brimstone from Legends?
I do not.
Me neither. I
This
never
is the
read
first time I saw Brimstone. This is the last time I ever saw Brimstone.
it. Really? No, he comes back, doesn't
Nope, never. No.
he? Well, all right.
Well, I'm sure he does. I didn't read all of the books.
All right. So he calls this guy a varmint and runs off towards the city.
Yar, varmint.
Yeah. Yeehaw. Cut to a bonfire where Hank is making out with some chick, and Ray's got his coat around some other girl who is not his girlfriend, Jen. But he's also kind of like, I feel all bad for using my powers to help my cousin pick up chicks and blah, blah, blah. When the ground shakes, and he takes off. So things were going pretty well. And our man flies in and punches Brimstone in the face.
Oh, there was a reason why we were covering this book.
Superboy
yes,
shows
Superboy
up.
has shown up.
Ray's fighting Brimstone.
In
Ray's,
Hawaii?
Yeah. Flash forward.
Superboy lives in Hawaii.
That's
There's
where
a
it
giant
is.
fire demon in Hawaii.
The-
Superboy shows up.
The Ray's getting squashed. Superboy comes in and yells, "Yo, Finhead!"
And he punches Brimstone in the face and he doesn't get hit.
No, he's all good.
That's fantastic.
And then the monologue here, the voiceover, the typing to Dinah is all about the Ray being like, "Oh, great, this guy's here."
Superboy's a clown to Ray.
Yeah. He just doesn't like him.
Well, Ray is like 19.
Ray's a little older, I think.
And Superboy, I think, is supposed to be 16-ish.
Yeah, biologically.
Yeah.
So anyway, Brimstone grabs Superboy. Ray yells, "Hang on, Junior." And Superboy goes, "Hang yourself, Junior. I can take care of myself."
Oh, that's so JV. That's so JV. They should be helping each other.
You were probably too busy choking to notice. Man, they just go back, but the backbiting in this issue between the two of them is hilarious.
Yeah. They are not getting along exactly.
Meanwhile, Brimstone says he's going to womp the stuffing out of these people because, again, talking like Yosemite Sam for some reason.
He's from Apocalypse.
He is, but I don't know why
Outside the city, though.
Yeah, it's from South Apocalypse. The South of Apocalypse. Oh, man. All right, so Superboy flies off towards Brimstone's head again and tells Ray to follow his lead. Superboy's taking, like, the leader role here, though.
He is. No, he's like, we should punch this guy more.
Right. So they both fly at his head and both bang him in the head, which sounds dirty, but you know what I'm talking about. Meanwhile, the Ray calls out why he's like, you hear that? Something's real wrong with this Brimstone cat. I'm calling for backup. Calling in the Justice League. Superboy flies off going, you're kidding, right? Like, we can't do this. So they both attack Brimstone, and Superboy has the idea to fly him out of the city so he can't hurt innocents.
That's Superman 101.
Exactly.
Let's get this guy away from population centers.
Yeah. So, Superboy says, I've got to get this jerk away from the city. You going to help me or call your mom? And the Ray crushes his Justice League communicator and says, my mom is dead. Real butthurt about that.
Dude, I hate people that you do a your mom joke.
It's
my mom's dead.
It's an expression.
Yeah, well.
Plus, the Ray's mother died in childbirth. It's not like he even knew her.
Yeah, no, he killed her.
Yep. Basically, yeah, it's terrible. Next panel, the Ray's voiceover, man, I hated that kid.
Yeah, the Ray does not like Superboy.
So they take Brimstone and lay him out on the beach because he's kind of knocked down, and the Ray starts laying into Superboy a little bit, giving him a bunch of shit. And Superboy cleans the lenses of his glasses off, puts them back on, and punches the Ray straight in the fucking face.
Dude, totally makes sense, though. Because Superboy,
he's been on his ass the whole time.
Like, hey, I showed up to fight this Brimstone character who you're not doing a good job with.
No, you're not doing a terrible job, really.
I'm going to fly him away from the city. Oh, you want to call the Justice League?
I'm going to save your life.
Yeah. Now you're giving me shit.
Punches him in the head.
And that's awesome.
Ray gets up, blasts Superboy with a pretty powerful little blast of light, and he thinks he's killed Superboy because he is kind of just laying there smoldering.
And that's the last podcast we have to do. Connor died at the end.
Brimstone says, prepare thyself to file it.
No, it's done!
Brimstone lives!
Brimstone still.
What I love here, though, in the next issue box that they have at the bottom.
Yeah?
Well, first of all, Superboy's not dead. Look, he wasn't dead the last 2 times we killed him. He's certainly not going to be dead now that this book is selling so well. Glad we got that out of the way. However, Ray is out of power, and Superboy is out of commission, and they both are on a remote island of the section of the island, whatever. And Brimstone is pretty hacked off. I love that, hacked off. If we were you, we'd be right here in about 30 days. Okay.
If you're playing along at home, you have to finish your drink.
Yeah. Superboy has died.
Every time he dies.
Take a drink.
Yep.
We've been taking several drinks.
Yeah, that hangover is starting to wear off, man. Awesome. Hair of the dog, baby.
So, here's my favorite part about this issue so far.
Is the foil cover.
Second favorite.
Okay.
Second favorite part. No, yeah, because you're right. That is my favorite part. The Ray is, he's older than Superboy, but he has, like, very little experience. Like, in the miniseries, he fought Dr. Polaris, right? But that was about it. And, like, he had to fight his dad because his dad's a total asshole.
Is he a legacy of the Justice League? Is that why he's in it already?
Who's that?
The Ray.
I think they just gave him a beeper in case he needed help.
Okay.
They're like, well, you're pretty powerful, but, just in case. Here you go.
Okay, fair enough.
It's not like Superboy doesn't have, like, Superman on speed dial or something.
Oh, dude. Probably not.
He's got a lot of backup.
Actually, probably not.
Yeah, you're right. He's just going to have Double X called Guardian, and they're going to send the Whiz-Wagon out for him. That's what they're going to do for him. But I like this because the Ray is getting his ass kicked, and Superboy actually has a plan.
Yeah, no.
Like in Superboy's own book, he's always got his thumb up his ass, getting his butt kicked.
Yeah.
But in this book, he's kicking ass.
Yeah. Well, he learned a lot from fighting the Scavenger.
That's it. And also the Cyborg.
Yeah. Nice.
And also the Stinger, I guess.
He's saved the world and some bridges a couple times.
Yeah, several times. At least once.
And
He did not save that bridge, though. That bridge fell into the river, all right?
I know we talked about this in before we turned on the mics, before they went hot, but
Hot because of brimstone.
the Ray's jacket
Brimstone.
is awesome.
I thought you were... All right, let's talk about this.
Let's talk about the Ray's costume.
I thought it was awesome, but you're all like, no.
No, when the Ray is powered up, he looks awesome. When the Ray is powered down and he's still wearing that jacket, he looks like a member of Stryper.
I almost think you should just wear the Clucky Chicken outfit all the time. Imagine a glowing chicken flying at you at the speed of light.
All right, so this is not our book. This is not Superboy. This crossover was a 2-part event, so you're in for a treat, kids.
Yeah, because here comes issue 2.
The Ray.
You got anything else before we move on? You got anything else you want to add to the Ray issue number 1?
I have. I'm going to pour myself another drink because Superboy's dead.
Welcome back to Living at the Speed of Life, a Ray podcast. What do you need? What do you want?
God.
Oh, I keep doing this too. I'm sorry.
You're fine.
All right.
So back to the Ray issue 2 this time around.
Yeah, well, issue 2 comes after issue 1 typically.
This cover, it's the whole book.
That's it.
Perfect.
It pretty much, it's one of those. You
Brimstone
don't
is
see
eating the
covers
Ray.
like this that much anymore.
Superboy's flying in with a tanker truck of orange juice.
That's actually the liquid nitrogen truck. It says it right there. It's labeled.
Second truck.
Right.
Spoilers.
Yeah, right. Just in case.
For a 20-year-old book.
Also, yeah, spoilers for everything because that's basically what we do on these things. All right. Shall I take us through the Ray issue 2?
I think. Let's take it out.
All right, good. Because I actually kind of read this.
This is the one I bought. I bought this one.
I remember that.
I think this is one of the first comics I bought at Westfield's Comics because they didn't have the Ray at Phillips Pharmacy.
No, I remember you buying this at Phillips. I was there. The only reason you got number 2 is because Superboy was on the cover.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not sure that we even knew he was in issue 1 because I don't remember what the newsstand edition looked like, but
No.
you definitely said, like, oh, look, Superboy's in this book, man.
That's right.
Because you were not I don't think you read letter columns originally.
No, that was wordy.
You were like, fuck all this.
It's like a book.
But I read it. Eventually. Because, you run out of pages, you just want to know what some guy in...
If it did not say Hardy Boys on the cover, I did not invest at any time.
Who was your favorite, Frank or Joe?
Chet.
The older brother.
No, Chet's their fat friend. I always thought of him as Jeff.
That's right, he's their fat friend. Who the fuck am I thinking of? Is there another? There's an older Hardy Boy, though, right?
Frank was older than Joe.
Yeah, but there's a bigger, older brother, too, wasn't there?
Their dad was a detective.
I knew that. Are we going to have to do... We should do a Hardy Boy podcast.
Oh my god.
That would be great. Stay tuned, kids. All right, fuck all this, man. What the hell?
That was wasted time.
You're
They don't
way
wanna
out.
Hear this?
No, I think-
They don't know who Jeff is.
Certainly not Chef Jeff from Time Lords.
If you do know who Chef Jeff from Time Lords is, we need to talk to you.
Yes, find us on Facebook.
Oh yeah, we're on Facebook now, and we're also going to start being posted up on the Superman homepage on the Fortress of Baileytude, I guess.
Those are two different things.
I think I didn't look really hard.
Cadmus to Crisis on Facebook, though. Spelled with a 2 or a 2?
Dude, just Google it. Eventually we'll pop up.
Oh my god. This is the
You know what? They've already found us.
This is the most professional one that we've done, though.
Yeah?
No, it's not.
No.
It's really not.
No, it's not.
Issue 2 was pretty good.
I
Go
thought three-
listen to issue 2.
I thought 3 was good.
3 was good.
I definitely like the opening on 3. Anyway, that was
The Ray, June
Ray, issue
1994. Cover by Joe Quesada and Jimmy Palmiotti. Again, fucking great cover.
Yeah, no.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
Brimstone's dangling the Ray like he's a shrimp.
Said all this already.
Delightful.
Moving in.
Issue 2, entitled Juice. Holy shit.
Oh, great.
Christopher Priest, writer, Howard Porter, penciler, Robert Jones, inker, Ken Brusniak, letterer, Pat Barony, colorist, Ruben Diaz, and Brian Augustine, assistant editor and editor, respectively.
Brimstone's back up, and the Ray is looking up at him, and he's all like, I just killed Superboy. Damn it. Damn it.
Yes, and he's writing to Dinah again. Brimstone now has a second wind. I used nearly all the power I had to kill Superboy.
Oh, yeah, it's nighttime, and the ray is light-based.
Yeah, he needs to recharge based on light or artificial light, which doesn't work quite as well as natural light, but blah, blah, blah. You get it. Anyway, there's a flashback on page 2 about everything that happened that we just talked about.
Which is why I didn't have to pick up issue 1.
Retroactively. So he starts fighting Brimstone with whatever juice he's got left. He's like, I gotta take him out fast because I got nothing left here. And then he does knock him down, and then he falls to the ground because he is completely depowered at this point.
Yep.
Prepare thyself, sinner! Brimstone lives!
I wish Brimstone was.
And Ray's running away. Brimstone doesn't know where he is. Brimstone, the fallen angel, shall rend thee utterly. Ray's looking at him like, what the hell? Brimstone turns and says, shall get a beer.
South Apocalypse, folks.
And as he's walking through the bay, Brimstone goes, Firefly-looking idiot. It's fucking great.
So Ray, instead of trying to find a lamp and charge back up, he takes the time to bury Superboy.
Lamp?
Yeah, whatever.
I guess. He buries Superboy on the beach.
Yeah,
It's very sweet.
it's touching. There's a lot of.
He's very disappointed in himself, though.
Yep.
He's got a lot of guilt for.
Yeah, you know what? He's gonna have more if he doesn't fucking get back to fighting Brimstone.
Good point. Anyway, cut to the next page, which is not really a cut. It's actually just a page turn. Superboy gets the fuck up.
Yeah, he's talking about how he's got some freaky second skin all over him, but we think that is just
I think it's just the dirt.
or is it his jacket melted to him?
Maybe. Molten jelly or something. Actually, there's an editor's note. Actually, it's Brimmy. Lava residue. Fried extra crispy by Ray's ill-tempered Nova Blast. Last issue. Superboy can do a lot of cool things, but growing a second skin ain't one of them. Thanks, Brian Augustine. And now you know.
You're the best, Brian. Brian, call in.
Anyway, Superboy gets up. He's super pissed.
Oh, he's mad.
He's ready to fight the Ray, and then he kind of falls down.
Passes out again.
But then
he wakes right back up.
Very next panel, he wakes back up.
Yeah.
Cut to Brimstone, who has wandered back into town and gone right for the luau brew.
He's doing a Godzilla in this city. He's just kind of
Yeah, but I don't think Godzilla ever actually headed straight for the brewery, ripped the roof off, and started drinking beer straight out of the fucking,
That is pretty awesome.
That is pretty sweet. Oh, man. And he says, as he grabs a giant vat of beer, blasted snaggletooth country behind rednecks, Brimstone gonna teach you something. Right after I have me a set. Or a set, I'm gonna set down.
Gonna sit down.
Set my butt down.
Taking a moment.
Right after I have me a set.
Where is Mako in all this?
He is he's asleep.
Okay. It is night.
It's
nighttime. All right, so
He's
Ray
watching
and
Conan.
Superboy take a long walk across the beach.
Which, by the way, I'm a Capricorn, and I do enjoy long walks on the beach.
We said that.
You thought that wasn't going to tie in.
Oh, you didn't think that was coming back, did you?
So they talk about how Ray doesn't like Superboy because he thinks he's a little presumptuous wearing Superman's S.
He's like, hey, I earned this S. And Super says it was okay. It was okay.
And, all right, check out this sweet dialogue. I got nothing to prove. Nobody to see about nothing. I'm in the zone, and I just chill with my business, dig? And Ray says, have you ever met my cousin Hank? Never mind. How'd you get these powers? Blah, 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 blah. Cut 2.
My dad locked me in a dark room, and then one day I got out.
Well, that's what Ray said to Superboy, but Superboy basically says, so whose clone are you? And then we get a delightful 2-page splash of the origin of Ray Terrell, who is the son of Happy Terrell, a Golden Age character, also known as the Ray. He wound up killing his mother in childbirth. His dad kept him in a dark room all his life. He was allowed to go to a birthday party one time. Someone took his picture. The flash set his powers off. And eventually, he got out of that room, stepped into the sun.
I think Hank goaded him into it.
I don't remember. That was in the miniseries.
That's Hank.
Well, that's Hank that's seen him do it. Yeah, anyway, his dad dies.
Yeah.
And confesses to him that his entire life had been a lie, and then he goes out in the sun and gets his powers, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I don't think that was his dad either. That was some other guy that was like...
his uncle. Yeah,
playing his
his
dad.
uncle raised him.
And his dad was like playing his own... Yeah, it was one of those. One of those things.
No, his dad was like MIA, and his uncle was like, dude, you can't be like two with
That's the thing.
superpowers.
Have you seen Star Wars? It's very similar to that. Except, they're not drinking blue milk and Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru. Do you see where I'm going with this? Are you okay over there?
No, I'm good.
Is this too fast for you?
I felt wittiness brewing, and then it just kind of...
Anyway, they're still chilling on the beach, talking about their feelings or whatever, when the Navy shows up and says, "Attention, men on the beach," which is how you address men on the beach.
Yep. In a helicopter.
In a helicopter, which the best thing about this is this helicopter has a giant spotlight.
Oh, thank God!
That gives Ray back his mojo.
Yes. All right, I'm all charged up. Let's go get this.
Let's go kick some Brimstone ass.
So they go beat on Brimstone some more.
Who is also getting beat on by the Navy, who is saying, "You fart head varmints." Actually, it says fat head. Whatever, I'll kill you to death. They come in and continue to hit Brimstone in the head.
And this goes on for a bit.
Yep. Superboy's running around saving Navy guys that are flying out of a helicopter. The Ray's like shooting Brimstone, and he hits him while he's burping, and the Ray gets thrown up upon.
Yep.
By Brimstone.
That happens.
He got a lot of beer on him. Anyway, Superboy says something about, this is getting us nowhere. We gotta find a way to ice this sucker. And the Ray goes, "Wait a sec, did you say ice? What if we cool the molten man down? Way down." Excuse me. Superboy says, "Got it." So he flies off in search of a tanker. And Superboy goes, "I said I got it. You handle Brimstone." Who is still cursing the dumb idiots. He's the roughest, toughest angel of death there ever was. And Ray's inner monologue / letters to Dinah keeps going on about how he's sucking wind and he sucks and blah, blah, blah. And Superboy's helping him out. And eventually the Ray gets snatched up by Brimstone. Meanwhile, Superboy shows up with a giant tanker truck. He says, "Lights out, pal," and dumps the contents of this truck, which you would assume to be something very cold on this guy. And the Ray's inner monologue says, "Just in time, Superboy arrived and drenched Brimstone in freezing orange juice."
That's why it's called Juice. The title of the book was Juice.
It's juice.
Juice.
Juice. The Ray goes, "Superboy, what are you doing?" Superboy goes, "I snatched the wrong truck, all right? Jeez, it happens. Get off my back." He goes, "Whoa, cruise missiles," because the Navy is still attacking Brimstone. And Superboy gets hit by a missile blast. He goes down. This orange juice truck hits a building.
Superboy's dead again. Take a drink.
Ray doesn't know what the hell's going on, but he flies. He has to get captured by Brimstone.
He
puts him
by
in his
Brimstone.
mouth. Meanwhile, he flies down. Well, flies down.
Swims.
Yeah. Because Brimstone is not a human being. He's got no bones or muscles. He's just kind of
a big bag of lava.
Bunch of bullshit.
And in the center of his gooey self, he's got a techno-seed.
Some kind of a Kirby box. Brimstone's still cursing out the Navy and stuff. When Superboy shows up with another tanker truck, this time it's liquid nitrogen.
All right.
Throws it on Brimstone. He's cursing out Superboy, calling him an idiot, as he likes to do to everybody.
And then he gets frozen solid, and
Ray flies out of his mouth.
Calls for the Ray, and the Ray flies out of Brimstone's head.
The Ray is still really pissed off about the orange juice thing.
He's mad.
And Superboy goes, "Oh, right, like you're perfect. Look, I was in a hurry, all right? I had to rush back to save your buns," which is kind of familiar.
Haste makes waste.
Loose lips sink ships. Sally sells seashells.
There are morals to these stories. There are.
Anyway, they're bitching at each other while this fucking Men in Black guy shows up and he goes, "Hold it, you two. U.S. State Department, I need that techno-seed." And the Ray goes, "What's a techno-seed?" This guy just snatches it, says thank you very much, gets on a helicopter, and they're just like, whatever.
Yep,
they just let him go with it.
That's yours now.
That's important.
I shouldn't break this or anything.
Jesus Christ.
Maybe the Justice League computers would be... No?
Yeah, like you'd think. Well, if Ray hadn't smashed it in the last issue,
Superboy could take it back to Cadmus.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
All right, so things are wrapping up here. Ray says, "Well, I guess this is it. I'm sure I'll see you again sometime." Superboy says, "Yep. Hope you get your act together between now and then, because I'm really sick of people killing me." Nice. Ray is back in his apartment in Seattle. He's writing a letter to Dinah. He mails the letter. Then he flies off all smiley in the last panel. Look at that.
Yep, it's time for the Ray to really start a series.
Now that the bullshit's done.
Yep.
Superboy can go,
Well, you see what they did here is they
watch
crossed
cartoons.
over with a spin-off character from a very popular story arc.
Yeah.
And, launched this character.
Oh, they tied it in.
Yeah.
It's like a 60s Marvel where, if you had a new book, guarantee Spider-Man's going to show up in the first 3 issues.
No, it's good.
There's no way around that.
Except for Warlock, because he was on Counter-Earth, which was an Earth that was in perfect rotation with the suns that we couldn't see it from normal Earth.
You talking about Adam Warlock?
Oh, yeah.
Let's not talk about Marvel Cosmic on this podcast right now. We got time for that bullshit. You want to do a ROM podcast next? I can do it.
Hey, that's my favorite.
Yes. All right. So we're not going to do ads for these books.
No.
Pay
not
attention
at
to the
all.
next episode where we do Superboy issues 4 and 5. We're going to do the ad. I assume they're going to be pretty similar, same months. But we will mention the DC Universe page from this issue, which is from the DC High 1994 yearbook.
Oh, God. It's awesome. Basically, it's like a yearbook-ish
Sort of thing.
page, but, all of the new characters have signed each other's yearbooks.
All of the teen characters.
So you got Damage, and on his yearbook, Superboy wrote, "Get with the program, Grant.
You call
that a superhero costume? Where's your loose-fitting jacket? Just yanking your chain. You are too cool to be forgotten, Superboy." Then you got the Rays, and Damage goes, "Hey, Ray, heard you can explode. So can I." Can you give me a few tips, though? I haven't quite got it right yet.
That's for
Always
sure.
remember third period study hall. Damage. Then there's
Anima.
Which
Which apparently, according to a couple episodes ago, you thought she just digs dirt or something?
No, she's got, she's Dirt Magneto.
I don't think so, dude.
Voted most likely to become a homeless metahuman with the ability to summon a powerful archetype creature.
Yeah, she's got animal powers.
Is that it?
That's why she's Anima, not Dirt Girl. Or Terra. Alright, read Superboy.
Never saw you around much. Wish I'd gotten to know you better. Is that big red guy your boyfriend? Don't ever change. Robin.
See, that's the thing. If they were a boy band, Robin would be the sweet one.
Yeah, Robin.
Which is weird because he hangs out with Batman.
Robin is just
not sweet.
Timberlake. Timberland?
Is that right?
I don't know.
Was he the sweet one in that group?
As long as I got my suit and tie. Superboy, nice jacket, but lose the split curl. K-I-T. Keep in touch, Ray. He says K-I-T, but then he spells it out in parentheses. So
Yeah, that's like Hags, right? Have a good summer.
abbreviating it was.
It seems redundant if you're going to just...
And then we have
write
Robin's book, R. Whatever. Have a great life. Anima.
Which, again, what happened to... Who is this chick, man?
Should we do an Anima podcast? I'm sure there's 4 books.
According to this podcast right now that we have going, we're going to do 5 million podcasts now.
We're going to do all the podcasts.
So be prepared.
We're not going to.
I'm not going to do an Anima podcast.
This one's done, son!
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah!
It's over.
That's the Ray 1 and 2.
Boom! Superboy crossover.
Yep.
First one of
Fantastic.
about 1 billion we're going to have to do.
Yeah, he does like to hang out in other books.
If they were all as fun as these two, I would say that's just fine.
If we miss one, which is more than possible, just let us know. We'll back up.
Well, I'm gonna do the research, but yeah. Let us know on our Facebook page, again, Cadmus to Crisis.
Cadmus to Crisis on
Misspoke.
Facebook, yeah.
It's interesting that you left the from off, but I think it's better that way.
Well, yeah.
It's Cadmus to Crisis.
That was completely just on access.
I assumed it was totally on accident.
Yeah, I just didn't.
I know the way you spell, and I assumed that was on accident.
Well, okay, fantastic.
And I was correct.
But I like it.
It's good.
Yeah, what's up? Hashtag C2C. We're not on Twitter.